Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the brand new 4K release of 1958's Touch of Evil. So this is released by Eureka, who haven't released many 4Ks before. I think they've only released technically 3 other films before in the Police Story trilogy, which you can see there in yellow, right about. Try and point in the right direction there. This is directed by Orson Welles, who did The Stranger and The Lady from Shanghai. Yes, I have still yet to see Citizen Kane. Don't hate me. It's a film noir that clocks in between 95 minutes and 110 minutes, depending on which version you watch. Stars Charlton Heston, who I've seen in 23 films now, with the likes of The Planet of the Apes, Soylent Green, and 55 Days at Peking being some other favourites of his. Also stars Janet Leigh, who was in Psycho, The Manchurian Candidate, and Harper, as well as Orson Welles himself, who was also in The Third Man, Moby Dick, and Waterloo. And also stars in a small but still quite significant supporting role from Marlene Dietrich, who I've now seen in 19 films. Charlton Heston and Marlene Dietrich are clearly the front runners in terms of amount of films I've seen from them. When a car bomb explodes on the American side of the US/Mexico border, Mexican drug enforcement agent Miguel Vargas begins his investigation, along with American police captain Hank Quinlan. When Vargas begins to suspect that Quinlan and his shady partner Menzies are planting evidence to frame an innocent man, his investigations into the possible corruption quickly put himself and his new bride, Susie, in jeopardy. So Charlton Heston plays Vargas, Janet Leigh plays Susie, and Orson Welles plays Quinlan. And so not only did Orson Welles direct and star in this film, but he also wrote it, and this utterly gripped me from its first tension-riddled scene and didn't really let go for the rest of its well-paced running time. The cast are also, as a whole, really rather great. The cinematography is excellent. The plot as a whole is engrossing. The script is well written, as it juggles the numerous elements between all of the different characters and all their different motivations. The editing is well done. The score is solid. And the tension is genuinely edge of your seat stuff, especially with that opening scene, which is not only perfectly shot but really, really nicely tense. Really highly recommend this film if you have yet to see it. So this version comes with this really nice hard box with new artwork on it. There's the side, nothing on the back, as per usual with these Eureka releases, but there are a whole host of extras on these on this release, and this release includes 3 different versions. So on this one you have the 1998 reconstructed version, which takes what a lot of Orson Welles asked of the studio to make the film like, but they unfortunately completely ignored him. This version clocks in at 110 minutes long. Then we have the theatrical version and the preview version on disc 2. Now all 3 versions are in 4K. It's not like they've just done one version on 4K and then the other they just put on Blu-ray like a lot of versions. The theatrical version clocks in at 95 minutes long, and the preview version clocks in at 109 minutes long. I've only ever seen the reconstructed version because that was also included in the Blu-ray of this release way back in 2011, also by Eureka, which also had all 3 versions on Blu-ray. But it's nice to have all 3 versions now on 4K, and the 4K, it looks spectacular as per usual when it comes to Eureka. I say as per usual, but like I said, they've not released many 4Ks, but even the Police Story ones were pretty damn great. And you also get a really, really nice booklet, which is properly thick, as you can see. So in this booklet, it has film credits: Touch of Evil by Francois Truffaut. You got At Top Speed by Andre Bazin. You got Labyrinth by Terry Comito. You got Orson Welles on Touch of Evil. You've also got Ribbon of Dreams by Orson Welles himself. Then you got on the different versions of Touch of Evil. That's going to be a really interesting read to see the differences. Obviously, some people might have the time to watch 3 different versions of a film, and when they're hardly short, so that'll be a nice write-up to read through. And then you got Tourists in Paradise, or Who Killed Rudy Lineker by Richard Combs. Then you've got Who's the Jane, Now About These Women by Richard Combs as well. Then you got Orson Welles' memo, which is the memo he wrote to the studio with all of his suggestions of how he wanted the film to look. But like I said, they completely ignored it when it comes to the theatrical version, which really does pale in comparison to the other film versions apparently. But like I said, not seen that version yet, so I've yet to know. So yeah, it's also got shots from the film. You got Orson Welles there, and then you've got a side shot there. So yeah, plenty of shots from the film in this. And you've also got a behind the scenes one by the looks of it. Yeah, there's Orson Welles behind the camera himself. So yeah, all really, really, really nice. Also, love the smell of these new books. And then you've also got a bunch of extras on the discs themselves. So you've got 4 audio commentaries featuring restoration producer Rick Smilden on the reconstructed version. You've got actors Charlton Heston and Janet Leigh with Schmilden, reconstructed version. Then you've got critic FX Feeney on the theatrical version, and Welsh scholars James Naemore and Jonathan Rosenbaum on the preview version. Then you got new video interview with critic, broadcaster, and cultural historian Matthew Sweet. Then you got a new new video interview with critic Tim Roby, new video interview with author and critic Kim Newman, Bringing Evil to Life and Evil Lost and Found, 2 video pieces featuring interviews with cast and crew, as well as critics and admirers, plus the original theatrical trailer, which obviously is based on the theatrical version of the film, so it wouldn't entirely be true to the vision of Orson Welles himself. But yeah, still, this is a fantastic release. Really, really glad it's been given the 4K treatment, because it is easily one of my all-time favourite film noirs. It's one of the last great ones, quite frankly, because obviously it's released in 1958. Typically, people see the film noir genre between the early 40s and the late 50s. So, yeah, it's right at the end of the true golden age of film noir. And, yeah, really, really glad it's been given the 4K treatment, because, like I said, it is one of my favourites. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 as far as I'm concerned. Might not get rid of the Blu-ray version, depending on whether or not some of the extras are different to one another. I've yet to properly, compare and contrast. But still, fantastic release, and highly recommended if you're into your film noir, and even more highly recommended if you're looking into getting into the film noir genre as a whole, because yeah, it's a great introduction. And if you're going to get into the genre as a whole, then who better than Orson Welles himself, who's obviously a legendary director, but also you've got a really, really rather great cast involved alongside him. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But like I said, if you haven't, then do get out there and see it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.